Welcome back to Black Skies Reviews. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at Joytoy's officially licensed Warhammer 40k Chaos Space Marines Black Legion Havocs Marine, marketed as 03. These are recommended for adult collectors 15 years and older, and this is the packaging that it comes in. It's a very large box. This is a big boy. Everything we just talked about, and the nice artwork of the figure on the front looks pretty good. Top of the box, you can see how thick it is. It's huge. And the bottom of the box. Here's the side of the box. You see how thick it is also. It's crazy. You can pause and read that if you would like. And here's the other side. Same thing, copyrights. You can pause and read that if that interests you at all. Here on the back we have a contest statements, 4 product images, 1 large, 3 small, front and back, and close up of the head sculpt. That being said, let's take a look at the figure inside the clamshell. And here he is inside the clamshell. Automatically standing out is that massive weapon. Let's check it out. And here he is straight out of the clamshell. We have the black Marine with the overall aesthetic with the gold throughout the figure. Let's take a look at that head sculpt. It's pretty wild. We have the gold front faceplate with 1 red eye. Then we have some kind of red optics here on the side. Tubing done in gunmetal here on this side and that side. And we scrub around the back. You can see some gold, some more silver tubing throughout the back. It's pretty cool. If you notice that the head does rotate 360. You see the tubing on top of his head. It kind of goes all kind of different directions to fill out the entire head sculpt of the figure. That's a better look at that optics. Pretty cool. There's the top of the figure. His head can look up and back to stationary, side to side. Pretty nice. So he does have his piece in the middle here around his collar, and gold comes up and then back down. Pretty crazy. That goes like right in front of his mask, like his breathing piece there. In the center we do have the eye, yellow and black. Then we have the, I like to call it the fence post look, like an evil metal fence post, like a spear type design, and that's throughout the body. A couple tubes there on his stomach. This pauldron has that same kind of deco, massive pauldron, and then it has that arrow fence post spike kind of design. Looks pretty cool. You can see that the that is on a ball peg, so it gets a lot more range than the strap version 2 bodies. On this pauldron we do have the insignia, same kind of design throughout with the gold. Then we have the studs done here in gold also. In the back, you see the pig holes for his weapon, a little vent there, a type of coral maybe. Then we have this flap on the back side done in all black. His arms, let's see here, they're kind of stuck. This is I haven't heated this figure, so but they do rotate when you have to heat them apparently. Here are the butterfly joints on the arms that come out. There's a bicep rotation. I got to be very careful because there's like a pig in there. I mean, holding that arm on, so I don't want to break it. But there's a bicep 360 rotation right there. Double jointed elbows. The hands on a ball peg. They go down and up, back and forth, and all in between. And of course 360 all the way around. So yeah, so be careful with your arms if you get this figure. It looks like it needs to be heated. For the chest area, we have like an ab crunch back and forth, side to side movement. A lot going on around the waist. I think there's a swivel there, 360. There it is. You can see he's pretty fluent. No problems there. Down the center, PVC, very hard piece. Black and gold. We have the chain here in PVC. Then we have the star kind of emblem there. Then we have the chainmail. Looks very cool, but not very flexible. Around here we have a skull on his belt. It's pretty wild. And then we have this side piece here. Nice design. Same for over here. And then right here we have another hanging piece on a PVC chain, like a gunmetal chain with a gold skull, like a spike there. He has some detail there around his thigh, that gold spiky look. So his knees, he does have a thigh rotation before you get to the knees. Thigh rotation, double jointed knees, and then he has his pads. Nice design all the way from his knee to the bottom of his ankles here. And on this one, he have a really cool skull design. It's pretty crazy. I like the golden coil horns. Looks like some type of horns, and some gold throughout the skull with the black eyes and nose. And then we have the trim with the gold. And on his feet, he has some crazy looking feet. 3 spikes and some kind of silver ball on top. And his feet do pivot down and up, side to side. Toe up articulation, pretty good. It's a decent looking figure. A lot going on this figure. These are relatively, they're kind of like they're stiff. They're not very, I don't know, comfortable to play with. The figures seem very stiff, so. And the lack of movement because of everything that's in the aesthetic. But he looks super menacing. So let's go and check out his gun. We're going to probably do this in a couple pieces because they've attached his gun, his ammunition, and his backpack, power pack all together. This thing's like bigger than a figure. So here's his massive, well, you would want to call it a mini gun, but there's nothing mini about this. I mean, just look at the figure. It's huge. Anyhow, I was still going to try to look at some of the aesthetics here. So here we have basically we have the gunmetal over the black body, flat black plastic. Gold trim here to give it some ownership is cool. Skull, awesome. Then we have some kind of claws / teeth, depending what that goes for. Red handle here at the top. This is a nice one. You're talking like, man, this is bigger than Transformer guns, so masterpieces. On this band, he has some band around his barrels. This thing has some spikes on it, and they are quite irritating when you touch them. So, gunmetal barrels, kind of has some heavy black wash on them. The business end has this, gold piece that, I thought they'd maybe drill that out a little better because give it more for the gases to escape, but it's kind of just a sculpted piece. And then in the front here, we have the 6 barrels. Somewhat indented in, not fully drilled though. Pretty cool. On this side, we have relatively the same thing. I think we're just missing, this piece here is different. It doesn't have the skull and markings. Other than that, it has the teeth. Here's the bottom of it. You see some teeth or claws there on the bottom. This gets kind of crazy here. So we have a very large belt fed ammunition. Gunmetal. The ribbon is, gunmetal. Then you have the gold shell casing, and around is actually like a gold metal. And then the this side is like gunmetal. But it comes down around into the power pack. But then I have one coming up to here and kind of like affixed right there. Almost like it must be. I mean, if that would be real, in my opinion, it kind of come up and get jammed. Like it's not double fed. Can't be double fed. This doesn't even look like it would be double fed. I'm not sure why this is like that. It's kind of odd. But I see what they're going for aesthetically, but functionality, yeah, that's not gonna. This doesn't fly because you have the 2 very large drums here on the power pack with the spikes. Man, those are really irritating. Careful with that. We have the gold design, but both fed out into this piece. I just don't understand that, but Let me know what you guys think in the comments about that. Here going up the power pack, which is massive. We have some tubes, silver, on a borderline, gunmetal, vent. We have the gold trim throughout. Here is the vent, gunmetal. Side of this thing is thick. And then it's really hard to move this thing around. I'll knock everything over. And then we have the top of it. We have the trim with this, you know, that spike spear type design on that piece. On the back of it, it looks like this. Got the coin pattern. You see where it connects to the back of the figure. Which this thing is huge. You can see the backpack is probably as thick or thicker than the figure. So let's see if we can get this thing to attach very easily. Let's see. There you go. So far, that's what it looks like with the power pack on. He's huge. This thing's bigger than a 18 scale vehicle for like GI Joe or something. So here's the rounds. I mean, they are very nicely painted and detailed. I mean, take nothing away from the overall sculpt and paint on this guy. Hands are very nice and flexible, so you set the weapon pretty easily. So kind of like that. He's huge to get into the camera frame, my area. And then I'm sure we can get, because of nice fluency of the hands, not a little stiff like the V2 bodies, we can get a nice hand on that. Oh, can't we? The problem with some of the stuff like this that's pre-attached, it wants to fight you and give like resistance and pull back until it's comfortable, sculpted feel of plastic, I guess. So it's really hard sometimes to get the right angle. You get one hand in, and I felt the other hand pop off. So yeah, so it's more of a tedious fight that I don't want to waste a whole lot of time on, because you guys don't want to see me mess with this. But you can see that he does hold it, and if you can get the right angle, you can bring his other hand up very clearly and get it. It's just, I can try to pause it maybe one time, mess with it for a minute, see if I can get it, and then that'll be the last try. Alright, there he is, both hands on there. One thing I noticed when I was trying to get him to stand up here is it's kind of funny for balance. Like the backpack fights you to go backwards, and the weight of the weapon goes once you pull forward. You really got to find that happy medium in between. So he might be a little tricky to get to stand, but there you go. Looks pretty wild. It's crazy. Alright. Hope you guys liked this review. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate the support. If you would go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel, that'd be great. Thank you in advance. I do a lot of great reviews. You don't want to miss out on those. A lot of fun stuff coming. A lot already on the channel. Check it out. Fun stuff. Tons of Joytoy stuff. You go back and look way back a few years. You'll find some really cool figures that are not Warhammer related. If you like military figures, sci-fi figures, you'll find it all. Alright guys, thanks for watching. And we'll see you in our next review.